So in this video, we're going to be talking about open-ended credit lines, such as credit cards, where a balance is carried on the credit card or the account. And so the way that interest is computed on those kinds of accounts depends on the balance that's being carried forward. So what we have here is called the unpaid balance method for computing the finance charge, or in other words, the interest on a credit card loan. So the finance charge, or the interest, is equal to the principal times the rate times the time, where P, the principal, is equal to the previous balance plus the finance charge, in other words, plus the interest, plus new purchases, minus returns, minus payments. So that seems a little bit complicated, but if you think about like what might happen, say, during a month on your credit card, you may carry a balance forward. So whatever balance forward that you're carrying, you're going to be charged interest for that. That's the finance charge. Then if you purchase more items on your credit card, you're going to be accountable for that. But then you may also return things. So if you return something, that'll be deducted from your balance. And if you make payments, that will be deducted from your balance as well. So this will make a little more sense when we look at an example. So take a look here at example 2. The annual interest rate on John's Kohl's credit card is 18%. His unpaid balance at the beginning of last month was $936. Since then, John made a payment of $200. He returned a pair of jeans worth $45, and he purchased a leather jacket for $179. So we have two questions that are being asked. A, using the unpaid balance method, what is John's credit card bill this payment period? And then B, what will John's finance charge be for the next period? So for this month, when John started this month, he brought forth a balance of $936. So he's going to have to pay interest on that for the month. And then he made a payment, he made a return, and he made a purchase. So in order to calculate the interest, or the finance charge, his interest, we're going to use, again, just the simple interest formula, principal times rate times time. So for the whole month, John had this $936 that he was borrowing, so to speak, for the balance that he brought forward. Now that's for the month. Now his interest rate is 18%. So as a decimal, that is 0.18. And his time, we're talking about a 1 month period. So that would be 1/12 of a year. So John's finance charge is going to be 936 times 0.18 times 1/12. So if I bring in my calculator, 936 times 0.18 times 1/12, so that is equal to $14.04. So John has to pay $14.04 in interest on this $936 balance that he carried. So our question is, what is John's credit card bill this payment period? In other words, what's his balance? So his balance is going to equal, again, his previous balance, so that is the $936, plus the interest of $14.04 that he has to pay for carrying that balance for another month. But he made a payment of $200, so that will be deducted. And he returned a pair of jeans for $45, so that'll be deducted. But then he also purchased a leather jacket for $179, so that's going to be added on. So if I bring back in my calculator, $936 plus the $14.04 minus the $200 minus the $45 plus the $179 in additional purchases. So that is $884.04. So John started the month with a $936 balance on his Kohl's credit card. And at the end of the month, he has a balance of $884.04. So if John wanted to pay off his credit card, he would have to pay $884.04. Now, assuming John doesn't pay off his credit card, incidentally, that is the answer to part A. So John's credit card bill is $884.04. Now, he doesn't necessarily have to pay that all, but if he wanted to pay off and be out of debt, that would be the amount he would have to pay. Now, if he doesn't pay that off and he carries that balance for another month, question B wants to know what's the finance charge going to be for the next payment period. So his finance charge would be like what we did right here in part A. So it would be the interest that he would have to pay for carrying that balance of $884.04. So that would be the $884.04 times the 18% interest, so times 0.18 times the 1/12 of a year for 1 month. So that's going to equal $884.04 times 0.18 times 1/12 of a year. So that would be about $13.26 in interest. So his finance charge would be $13.26 if he carries that balance to the next month. So that answers part B. If John carries that balance of $884 to the next month, he's going to have to pay $13.26 in interest on that. Let's take a look at another example. So here we have example 3. Joshua just graduated from college with $40,000 in student loan debt that has a 5% annual simple interest rate. If Joshua makes the first monthly payment of $300 on the loan, how much will go towards the interest, how much will go towards the principal, and how much will Joshua still owe? So this is going to work just like the credit card problem we just did, because Joshua is going to be carrying a balance on that student loan debt, and so he's going to have to continue to pay the 5% annual simple interest on the balance that he owes. So in part A, the question is how much will go towards the interest. So again, we're going to just use the simple interest formula. Interest equals principal times rate times time. So for that month, Joshua is going to owe interest on all $40,000 that he owes. And then that's at a 5% annual simple interest rate. So we're going to multiply that by 0.05 because that is the decimal form of 5%. And this is a monthly payment, so his time is 1/12 of a year. So if I bring in my calculator, 40,000 times 5% times 1/12 of a year, that is about $166.67. So $166.67 of Joshua's $300 payment is going to go to pay interest. So question B, how much is going to go towards the principal? Well, he's going to, by making this $300 payment, he's going to reduce his principal by the difference. So he's going to reduce the principal by whatever 300 minus $166.67 is. So if I take 300 minus 166.67, That is $133.33. So again, John made a $300 payment, but of that $300, $166.67 was interest, which means the amount that he still owes was only reduced by $133.33. So question C, how much will Joshua still owe? Well, Joshua still owes, he's still going to owe the $40,000 that he had borrowed minus the $133.33 that went towards the principal. So again, he made a $300 payment, but all $300 there doesn't go to pay off the loan. $166.67 goes for interest, and only $133.33 actually pays on the loan. So how much does he still owe? Well, if we take $40,000 minus $133.33, Joshua still owes $39,866.67. So the answer to part C, $39,866.67. So Joshua made a $300 payment, but he now still owes $39,866.67. So we've completed the example. We don't need to go any further. But if we wanted to do, say, like the next month, so if Joshua were to pay again $300 for the next month, well, then now he would only have to pay interest on this amount, not the full $40,000. So a little less would go in interest and a little more would go in principal. And so the amount that he would owe would reduce by a little more than $133.33. Let's look at one more example on this video. Suppose Jill purchases a new sofa for $650 on her Carroll House credit card. The annual interest rate is 20%. The minimum monthly payment on the loan is the finance charge owed plus 3% of the outstanding balance. Assume that this purchase is the only item that will be charged on this credit card. A. What is the first minimum monthly payment? B. If Jill makes the minimum payment, how much principal will be paid off for Jill's loan? C. What will be Jill's minimum payment for the second month? So this minimum monthly payment approach is a pretty common approach for credit cards. Generally, credit cards are going to require that part of the balance be paid off each month. And so in this particular example, we're saying that 3% of the outstanding balance has to be paid, plus any finance charge owed, in other words, any interest that's owed. So in question A, we're saying that Jill just purchased this sofa for $650, so what is the first minimum monthly payment that's going to be required for this credit card payment? So in question A, we're talking about the first month. So the finance charge is going to be the interest, and so again, that's simple interest, so principal times rate times time. So in this case, that's going to be $650 because that would be the balance right after she purchased the sofa, times the interest rate, which is 20%, written as a decimal, that's 0.20, times time, we're talking about a 1 month period because she just purchased it and this is her first monthly payment. So the time is going to be 1/12 of a year. So we can calculate that, bring in our calculator. $650 times 0.20 times 1/12. That is approximately $10.83. So Jill will have to pay about $10.83 in interest. Now, in addition to that, she'll have to pay 3% of the balance. So she's going to have to pay 3% of the balance. And so in this case, 3%, that's going to be 0.03 times the balance was $650. And so 0.03 times 650 is $19.50. So she has to pay $19.50 towards the balance and then $10.83 in interest. So her minimum payment is going to be those two things added together. So the $10.83 in interest plus the $19.50 that goes towards the balance. So if we add those together, $10.83 plus $19.50, that is $30.33. So Jill's minimum payment is going to be $30.33. So that is Jill's minimum payment for the first month. Question B. If Jill makes the minimum payment, how much principal will be paid off for Jill's loan? Well, the $10.83 is because of the interest on the $650 for that month. So the 3% of the $650, that's going towards the balance. So if she only pays the minimum payment, then the $19.50 is the amount that's going towards the principal. So that's the answer to part B. How much will be paid off for Jill's loan? So only $19.50 is paid off, which means she's still going to owe $650 minus the $19.50. So if we take $650 minus the $19.50, that's $630.50 that Jill still owes. So the answer to question B, how much principal will be paid off? Well, $19.50 is paid off. Again, that means she still owes $630.50. So question C, what will be Jill's minimum payment for the second month? So now, at this point, she's paid $19.50 towards the principal, so her balance at this point is $630.50. Now we're looking at the second month. So for the second month, we're going to go through this process again. So her interest is going to be her balance, the principal, times the rate times the time. So this time it's going to be the $630.50 times the rate, which is 20% as a decimal, so 0.20, times the time, which is 1/12 of a year again for this month. So if I take $630.50 times 0.20 times 1/12, that is about $10.51. So this month, Jill will owe $10.51 in interest or finance charge. Now, she also has to pay 3% of the balance. So 3% of the balance is going to be 0.03 times the balance coming into this month was $630.50. So if I take 0.03 times $630.50, that is about $18.92 when we round. So $18.92 approximately is what that would be. So her minimum payment for the second month is going to be the $10.51 in interest plus the $18.92 that would come off of the principal. And so if we add that together, $10.51 plus $18.92, that would be $29.43. So $29.43 would be Jill's minimum payment for the second month. So this completes example 4, and again, this is showing a pretty common method for credit cards to be paid for. Again, the finance charge or the interest has to be paid each month, and then a percentage of the outstanding balance, and so that is a minimum monthly payment method that we're talking about. We'll pick up with the next topic on the next video.